Welcome into the Hustle Show podcast, simulcast live on the WagerTalk YouTube channel, brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer. Saturday morning, the last Saturday college basketball monster slate, meaning 100 games plus. This is the last one, guys, so we're going to end it with a bang. We will be back this next Wednesday. I am Drew Martin, joined by Kelly Stewart, Chris Thurston, Adam Trigger, breaking down the games. We got best bets at the end. Kelly, welcome in. Happy Saturday morning to you.
Hey guys, sorry we all, we're on vacation last week, but we're back. I should have stayed on vacation. My bets were doing way better.
Yeah.
Now that I'm home, they're not. They're all right. Well, we'll see.
Always good to be talking with Kelly in bounce back mode here on Saturday. Chris Thurston at CTBet16. Welcome in, buddy.
Drew Martin Betts, how you doing? Kel, good to have you back from vacay. We missed you. Drew Martin Betts, I was doing great until I woke up this morning. I played one game last night, okay, which was Drake. Trig and I went to dinner with my wife and his girlfriend. Trig checking the score the entire game. Drake rolled. Absolutely no-brainer. Killed him. Smash. Wake up this morning. I did what we do every once in a while. I've done it from time to time, and I clicked the wrong side, Drew Martin.
No, you did not.
I swear, I think I do it once a year. I do it once a year. I was telling Chris, I probably do it once a year, and it never works the other way around where you accidentally put in the winning side. Yep. Never, ever happens.
Oh,
it's
that sucks.
That's the worst. I don't think there's anything worse as like a sports better than that. I'm just being serious. That might be the worst
today, Drew Martin.
That might be the worst thing ever.
Oh, it's awful. Particularly like when you're rooting at home and you're thinking, you didn't just put it in and then check it later. I've done that. Right. To tell you the truth, it happens to me on totals more than sides for some reason. Yeah. I don't know why, like over, under. But hopefully it's not happening too much out there. But I don't know, Trig. It sounds like it's happened to you. Actually, once it did happen to me, Trig, where I got the benefit of it. But it's very rare.
It never happens when you get the benefit of it. Give me a break. Never once have I ever been like, oh, wow, I bet that wrong, and it's a winner. It's like you're sweating it out. You get it. You get a late three. You get a free throw. You get something, and you look, and you're like, mother of God. What did I do to deserve this?
Well, that's the thing. All the bets we make over the course of the year, right? Like so many of them, like you just put it on your phone and stuff. And I always preach this, go check your pending wagers and it's but it doesn't matter. It never fails. I would say once a year it happens to me, and it never works out with a win. It's always a loss. It's always a loss that was supposed to be a win. Never fails.
It's the way it goes. We got Paco saying, are you guys in CT Sportsbook there?
We are.
Yeah, we're in CT Sportsbook, and I
have multiple comments to make, but I'm going to keep them to myself because I'm trying to be nice today.
That's a first. You're trying to be nice.
Are you in Ski's living room, Cal?
I am in Ski's living room. I poked myself in the eye last night planting a plant with my sister, so this eye is a little lazy this morning because it hurts really bad. So I'm like, that must have been really bad karma. I'd like to have some winners today, so I'm going to keep my comments about you two sitting there hand in hand to myself.
That's how we roll.
This is the only way we could get in the same screen, Kel. So,
Well, I'm just surprised you're not upstairs in the other bedroom.
No, because you would yell at us because this is the only way we could be hardwired in and the show would be going in and out and you'd freak out. So we're just trying to make you happy.
There we go. Kelly always wakes up before Ski. Big facts.
There we go.
Ski was too busy out late last night out playing the don't pass line.
Oh, yeah. That's a good story, actually, which we can hopefully revisit here for opening weekend of March Madness. 2 weeks, guys. WagerTalk doing a big party in the Westgate clubhouse there. So come join us for the opening round of March Madness. Guys, we got some big 12 o'clock games, some big games all over the slate here. Arkansas, Tennessee, I got my eye on. We got Villanova, Butler as well. Alabama, LSU. 12 noon Eastern, heading to CT Sportsbook here. What CT, Adam, which games you guys looking at?
Well, wait. Before we go into that, I'd like to do a PSA based on what happened last year when we were all out in Vegas. And I'll let Trig jump in because he was kind of one of the ones that had to unfortunately take the fall for it. But a lot of people tagged me in it, and a lot of people are jumping in my mention saying, hey, KIV, we're doing college basketball contests, doing all this stuff. Do not join some random Twitter basketball contest. You will get scammed unless you personally know these people. I've seen it happen too many times before. Trig, I'll let you have the floor.
Yeah, I mean, last year it happened to me. And I thought I knew this guy, and I'm not going to give him any FaceTime on here, but like there was people that were known in the sort of Twitter space. And long story short,
are you kidding me? One of my good friends almost lost his job because of this guy, claiming that that's where the money had went. He's borrowing from Peter to pay Paul to pay this contest, to do that contest, claiming all sorts of insane things. Yeah. And he's back on Twitter. I saw him back on Twitter.
He's back on Twitter, and he's probably going to scam people again.
That makes me so mad.
Point is, like, it was bad judgment on my part to even get in this contest, but I won a portion of it and was supposed to win about $10,000, got $0. And there's really the scary part is there's nothing that you can do about it, really, like when it comes down to it. So, again, make sure if you're getting in contests that are not affiliated with a major sports book, those should really be the only contests you're looking to play. But I understand there's independently run contests. There's a lot of March Madness bracket pools out there. Just survivors. Yeah. Just make sure you really know the people that you're make sure it's a friend or someone that's reputable that you really know, because it's scammer season. Let's put it that way. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of people, and they'll be on Twitter, and they might be people that you know from Twitter. And just because they're on Twitter does not mean they're not going to dick you over. So that's like, everyone should understand that going into it. Like, March Madness is the time of the year where it pops up because everyone's doing a bracket pool, and you will see people on Twitter saying, yup, like, here's the way to sign up, send money. And there are people on Twitter that are going to run that pool. Yeah. Abby Jackson, scammers all over social media, 100%. They're going to run that pool. You're going to win, and they will have zero intention of paying you out. And then they'll just give you the runaround until you realize that there's nothing you can do about it. So it's like,
they got it. We got it.
Yeah. That's
perfect.
Yeah.
Kelly, I'm glad you brought that up. And I think it even comes back to just gambling 101. Your first thought should be, how am I going to get paid? Like, how does this work? Is all the money collected for? Because I've been in pools kind of before, joining Sportsman with WagerTalk, having a real job at JP Morgan, where it was like, hey, join this. And I actually won. And it was a good amount of money. But at the end of it, I didn't get the full amount. And it was like, hey, yeah, this person didn't pay. This person didn't pay. And I'm like, I don't even know who those people are. Like, that's not my issue. That's your issue. You should have collected that before. I did. It wasn't as bad as your situation, Trig, but I've been there before. So, like, know how you're going to get paid before you enter these things is what I would add to it.
Yeah, and at this point, too, I'll throw one more thing out there. Like, check, like, a lot of these big-time books are going to run contests. Go play in those, because you're not – I don't think you're going to have to worry about getting paid out from, like, a Barstool Sports book, a FanDuel, whoever's out there. Like, go play in their contests, because they're legit. Like, end of story.
And actually, Westgate has one. I saw it. They were promoting it in terms of pick every team in the first round, I believe, and they're going to like pay out, some of the top finishers. So if you're coming to Vegas, that could be a good one to join, guys.
We should do a hustle team entry there.
Yeah,
actually,
we should. Yeah. That would be a lot of fun. I think it's only like $100.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll be there the day before the four of us, and we'll sign up.
Absolutely. So good PSA there from KIV. Trig, I'll throw it back to you, man, or CT Bets, or Kelly, whoever wants to start off here. We got some 12 o'clock games.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm booking my flight to New Orleans for the Final Four.
Kelly's booking her flight. I was just tweeting this out so everyone would see it.
Drew and I are the only ones doing it.
No.
I
had to
retweet the show. Then I had to get my card.
That's what I was doing.
Listen, card out. Come on.
I'm going to start off.
Till tip.
I'm going to start off because I have a best bet going at noon that I just tweeted out for free. I said I'd come on here and break it down for free, and that is Boston College. Not the primetime game at noon, but they are playing a game at noon. They're playing Georgia Tech, and my rationale here is this. These two teams played earlier this year, very competitive game. BC ended up kind of letting that one go late. Georgia Tech, I believe, won by 5. But Tristan Maxwell went off in that game for Georgia Tech, 22 points. And he hasn't played since mid-January. It was really his one really good game of the season. He ended up getting hurt shortly after that and has been out since. So no Tristan Maxwell, obviously, in this game. But from a spot standpoint, Boston College with a win can still get the 10 seed in the ACC tournament, which is it's an improved seed from what they'll be if they lose. And I just don't see Georgia Tech. They're not a team that has any sort of home court advantage, in my opinion. I think this is a lazy number thrown out there by the odds makers. I think they're just kind of giving Georgia Tech 3 points for being at home when I don't think they have any real home court advantage. So I make these two teams relatively equal. But I do sort of like the motivational spot for Boston College. And I think I'm getting a free 3 points in a game that probably should be a pick. I even saw there's a couple books that still have a 3.5 out there. That's awesome if you can find that. But yeah, that is one of my, someone says Trig always picking the grossest games. Well, Sab, yeah, that's a lot of times where the value is. You have to be sort of willing to, take a shot with some of these quote unquote lesser teams to get a really good number or to get a good spot. And I just love this spot for Boston College today. I think they're going to be motivated to try to really improve their seeding for the ACC tournament. And you're getting a free 3 points. So why not? Boston College Eagles +3. Best bet for me goes at noon Eastern.
Like it, Trig. Good stuff, man. I was looking at one here going at 2 p.m. Eastern, guys. Middle Tennessee State, Old Dominion, and Conference
God, you
USA.
Love these little tiny schools. I can't name a single player on any of these teams.
Actually, MTSU, Kelly, is the most profitable team in college basketball.
I know. Megan brought it up on the show the other day, and I was like, well, I guess that's my fault for not looking at these little Sunbelt schools.
So, I mean, that's Conference USA. That's not that small.
Oh, Conference USA.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
Trig,
Drew.
Look at me. Just dropping the ball this morning. Can't see out of my left eye. Trying to book flights. Trying to get these bets in.
Yeah, but guys, you can actually buy on them. You can get them +2 right now. Actually, at the Westgate in Las Vegas, they were 2.5. Now, actually, 1s are popping up. So I think the market is kind of getting in tune here. Old Dominion, not a bad Conference USA team, but still at home against the spread. They're under 500. And MTSU, 22-5. Against the spread on the season. That's not straight up. That's against the spread, guys. Their money at home, their money on the road here. They knock down their free throws. So if it is a close game, I like MTSU. Their guard play is really good. Watch out for MTSU this year. Kind of riding under the radar here. If they do punch their ticket to March Madness, they could be a team that kind of advances. Remember a couple years ago, they made a little run, I believe, to the Sweet 16. So MTSU here, looking at futures at them, but for today in the early slate, +2 on MTSU. CT bets, did you have one going early that you like?
I'm going in the SEC, Drew Martin bets, and it's a noon start as well. There's some great noon games from looking at the slate this morning. And that's Bama at LSU. LSU, obviously, as everybody knows, I gave out on Wednesday night on the hustle +4.5. They get the job done, losing to the Hogs by 1. Look, Bama, most inconsistent team in college hoops, as we know. We never know what Bama team's going to show up, right? They could come out, shoot the lights out. Or they come out like they did on Wednesday night at home. Defense looked atrocious and get blown out by Texas A&M. Like, that was just mind-blowing. Nate Oates has been very vocal about how he's disgusted right now with this team. The defense is absolutely atrocious. It's a disaster. And I like Will Wade here. I mean, Will Wade's squad started off great. I talked about it on Wednesday. Obviously, they're in a little bit of a rut right now. They've lost 9 of their last 14, including a loss early February to this Bama team. I think that I have no problem laying the low number here. I got -3 this morning. LSU at home. Eason's playing out of his mind right now. Best 6 man in the country. Pinson seems to be more like himself. Got a lot more healthier. So I'm going with LSU today. Drew, down in Baton Rouge. LSU -3, taking care of business versus Bama.
CT, that's a really good number there. I like what you're doing too, because they were a really banged up team. So I think a lot of people looking at LSU, seeing 9 or 10 losses on the season, being like, hey, this team isn't that good. But really, a lot of those, almost all of those losses came when they were not healthy, and now they're healthy. So they're healthy at the right time. Look for LSU. CT, follow-up question here. LSU +1,800 to make the Final Four. And I think 80-1 to win the national championship. I mean, that's obviously both of them are long shots here. Sure. Do you like any futures value with LSU?
I mean, obviously those are great numbers, right? Can this team, get to Sweet 16 weekend? Absolutely. I could see them winning the first 2 games of the tournament for sure. And, you get those numbers in your pocket, and maybe you got a chance to do something with it. So I don't mind it at all, Drew Martin Betts. I think this team's going to start playing a lot better. And we saw that Wednesday night when they were pretty much had the game in hand versus Arkansas and kind of got into a lot of foul trouble towards the end of the game that kind of really cost them it.
Yeah, for sure, man. So look out for the Bayou Bengals here, guys, on today's slate. Kelly, did you have a big game you wanted to go after today?
I don't have one for the noon slate. I am on LSU with CT. I did not tweet it out yet because I do think it's going to get a little bit lower here. I just tweeted out my 3-team money line parlay. The first leg goes, I believe, at 2 Eastern, but yes, 2 Eastern with TCU. This TCU Horned Frogs team has been making me a ton of money. I'm sorry, Bob Huggins. Look, Morgantown just doesn't have the home court advantage it used to have. Also, Oklahoma State to upset Texas Tech. Texas Tech, great team. We love Lubbock, Texas, but guess what? They're in Stillwater today. Oklahoma State, no postseason play, as everybody knows. I think they get up big here. I think that they get the win over Texas Tech at home. And the last leg is the grossest play I have had this entire year, and they're probably going to get blown out because I absolutely and utterly hate this team. That's right. It's the Florida Gators over Kentucky. Kentucky's lost last 2 road games. Kentucky's last 2 road games, they lost. They lost to Tennessee. They lost to Arkansas. Now, the Gators are not even in this realm, but this team has been so Jekyll and Hyde all year. We know they have the offensive prowess. We know that they can control the tempo of this game, but they're not hot from 3-point land. They're going to get blown out. I do think that we will see this Kentucky team turn the ball over against this Florida defense. By all means, I'm actually disgusted with myself. I can't believe I'm doing this on this beautiful Saturday morning, but I'm going to do it. Those are my 3 underdogs that I like to win outright. I believe the first one goes off in a couple of hours, so get that in. It doesn't pay a whole lot. I think it pays like 16 to 1 or something. I got to look at the current odds, but personally, I think maybe round robining them might be the better move because of what happened Wednesday night. Actually, Tuesday night almost hit a 3-teamer. No, I didn't. I hit 2 outright underdogs. USC didn't even come to play. Wednesday night almost hit a 3-teamer. Mississippi State, 1 possession left and a timeout, just completely drops the ball, literally goes to overtime against Drew Martin's team and gets just absolutely waxed. Can't even cover the 4.5, just waxed in overtime. So that sucked. I feel like I'm due to hit one of these though. God, it can't get much closer than it was Tuesday, Wednesday, but I am back from vacation, which means could be really bad. It means I'm thinking too long on these games. But I'm with CT on LSU. It is in the Money Shots parlay, which is the show I just got done doing with Megan. We both like them. The reverse line movement is really interesting here, and I could see why people like Alabama in a bounce back spot. I do not. This is an Alabama team that I just think they peaked really early, and they're still not hitting those knockdown threes that they should be hitting. They're still not hitting their free throws, and I'm going to bet against this team until further notice.
Kelly, that Auburn game you brought up, that was right side, wrong result type stuff. I felt sorry for you. It happens. It's where underdogs go to die.
I was at a bar, and I just was like, all right, last night on vacation, I quit. I'm just going to get absolutely hammered here.
Perfect.
Absolutely. So we got some people coming in on the chat box. Like always, guys, 11 a.m. Eastern time right here. Simulcast live on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Go ahead.
Not
Kelly.
yet. Not yet for me.
I figured you two, I don't know what to call you guys yet. I haven't decided on which joke I'm going to make, but I figured you guys would at least be whacking some Vivas. I'm out of Vivas again. Go figure. Took them all to Key West. They were gone by day 3. Of course they were.
We're going to whack some Vivas after the show, though.
Yeah.
I'm convincing Trey to stay. We're going to go into Boston and go out, watch the games, and whack 1 million.
Sounds great.
Yes.
So only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 4.5% ABV. If you're not looking to get hungover, Viva should be your drink. I'm down to my last 5, guys. So CT bets.
Yeah, I'm just glad you got grapefruit because, like, I just, I got 6 watermelon to my name. That was nice. And 1 elderberry. And then the rest were huckleberry, which is our friend Joe's wife's favorite flavor. So she was really happy.
That's the best.
I was pissed off.
It is.
Also, Drew, I do not recommend adding that extra shot of tequila. Terrible idea. Terrible idea to drink a loaded Viva because that's exactly what happened. I got absolutely loaded by doing so.
So you have tried it.
I did try it in Key West.
Yeah.
I brought down 3 bottles of tequila. I think CT sent me down 5 or 6 4-packs of Viva, and I don't really remember, but I remember I did the loaded shot with some Clase Azul because I didn't want to take the shot of Clase Azul, so I just dumped it in my Viva. Yeah, things got a little fuzzy after that one.
Yeah, it hits you hard because you don't even feel it coming. The loaded Vivas are so good that
it's just like ordering a double margarita, right? Like you know that it's probably a bad idea, but it just still tastes good. So you just go with it. And next thing you know, you're stumbling down Depaul Street.
Duval Street can be very fun. Hopefully you can keep the balance though, guys. Watch out when you go to Key West, especially bringing 3 bottles of tequila. But loaded Vivas are good, guys. Hey, let's hit the chat box a little bit. We got Sid in here. If you have any questions on the board, or let us know what you're looking to bet. Any best bets out there?
Real
we'll
quick,
get it out on the show.
Sid, I'm with you on several of these. I like K-State today. I don't know if I'm going to get to the window on them, but they're my long list. And I like Marquette with you. And then I played Wyoming money line in the money shots parlay.
Out of that list, I told Drew Martin Betts about 3 weeks ago that today was going to be a good spot for Idaho. And remember that, Drew? I said that we were going through the schedule. I was like, the spot that kind of looks good for them is the last game of the season because I had a feeling they would struggle off the 3 wins. And then they lost on Thursday, I think it was, as like a short dog. So I haven't like officially bet it yet, but Idaho, maybe I might look to money line it if it's like minus 140 or less. Idaho looks good on that list. Wyoming's interesting because they kind of like really need this game after what's happened the last couple. But Fresno State's pretty good. Fresno State has revenge from earlier in the year. It looks like Wyoming's a heavy public side today, but I kind of agree. I do kind of agree with it. So I think Wyoming would be the way I would look to play it there. I don't know if I'll get to the window with that one. And the other one, it's not on this list, but multiple people have commented on this in the chat. I think we should talk about it. It's Arkansas, Tennessee at noon. That's kind of one of the big games of the early slate. And, you want to talk about square dog of square dogs. That's Arkansas today, right? Like Arkansas is the public dog of the day today. I mean, it's a tough handicap because I think Tennessee probably wins this game. Like this seems like a spot where Arkansas finally takes a loss. Like how many big games can you win in succession, right? Kentucky, LSU. I mean, you look at the list of teams that Arkansas has beat recently, and they have to have a letdown at some point. But this team's really good. Like we've all talked about it. Chris and I took Arkansas 80-1. I love this Arkansas team, so I don't know that I want to come out and lay 5.5 or 6 points against them, even though I kind of think Tennessee's the right side. So that's a hard pass for me right there. I'm actually curious to see if anyone else has an opinion on that game because I think that's one of the tougher handicaps of the day.
Yeah, I want to be on Tennessee so bad. I really did. And Megan was on Arkansas. I wanted to put Tennessee in our money line parlay. Tennessee doesn't lose games at home. They just don't. Bottom line, 7 was the opening number. I think it is now 6.
I saw 5. There's 5.5 out there.
There's 5.5 out there now. Sorry, I don't have the WagerTalk odds screen open. That is my bad. I have about 85 other screens open, except for the one that's probably most important for the show. That being said, Trig, I'm with you. I lean Tennessee. I just don't know if I want to lay that kind of chalk. Arkansas has been a good moneymaker, especially as an underdog. I'm going to probably just stay away. But yeah, Vols looks like the right side to me.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Like it's just
Cal. 2 things. First thing is, remember when you used to get so pissed off because the vibrating went on and you kept on asking who it was?
My phone's on Do Not Disturb.
It's Trig. His phone hasn't stopped buzzing, and I just said to him, I go, put that thing on silent. He goes, I don't know how to put it on silent.
Come on, Trig.
It's driving me nuts.
Been buzzing. I have 94 text messages right now because the games are about to kick off. I'm trying to tweet. I'm trying to do all sorts of other things. It's called Do Not Disturb.
Went off again.
But you got to also understand it's Saturday morning at 11:30 a.m. Like
no kidding.
I could get a very important alert on a 12 o'clock game. I'm not going to I can't just have it on silent. On Wednesday night, I'll put it on silent.
Kel, the second thing is I'm with you. I actually really like K-State a lot today to win that game. Did you know that the winner of that game gets the 6 or the 7 seed? The loser gets the 8 seed. And also, the first game of the year when K-State played OU, Marquise Knoll was out, didn't play. That's K-State's second leading scorer, Drew Martin Betts. He's playing today. I like Bruce Weber to have his team ready to go. He likes to get a big win going into the Big 12 tournament, and I actually think that K-State can make a little bit noise in the Big 12 tournament next week as well. K-State for me.
We've talked about it, CT, on this show. I mean, K-State playing good defense, kind of riding under the radar here. Maybe that profile, not getting a lot of respect in the marketplace. Look out for K-State, guys, in the Big 12 tournament. Talking about the Arkansas-Tennessee game, guys, that's kind of the big game going off here. Like Trig said, early, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. I like the under in this one. Tennessee, for their last 5, have played to the under. They're playing, slow tempo, really good defense. In Arkansas, sidewise, I see where KIV was going, like looking towards Tennessee. I just find it tough to step in front of Arkansas, winning 13 of their last 14 games, both straight up and against the spread. So I tend to stay away from kind of betting against that type of trend. But what I have noticed, even though a couple of their games have gone over, they play really good on-ball defense, meaning they don't let the opposing team's guard kind of drive to the basket a lot. And overall, they've been an under trender, playing really good defense. So I like this game under. I think I wouldn't be surprised, if it's kind of 62-58, something like that, and we get near a 140 total. Actually, it's ticking at 140. That's why I like Arkansas, Tennessee to the under, guys.
Okay. I don't mind that, Drew Martin bets. Yeah, I'm kind of with you and Trig on that one as well. Obviously, really high on Arkansas. That number is scary. I can't lay it with Tennessee there, even though that would usually normally be my style. Probably just a pass for me on that one.
Greg, you love the dog shit teams like I do. One of the games that got brought up to me this morning, and then I've been looking at it a little bit further, Butler plus the points versus Villanova.
Yeah, I saw that.
What do you think? I don't know. I'm looking at it right now. I'm so close to firing. I just don't know if I have it in my soul.
Same.
Yesterday was just
bad
day for the dogs.
So I do like. That is like the type of team I'd look to see if the spot was there. My problem is Butler in particular. I just am not high on at all. Right. So that's like I usually have to find like some sort of a redeeming quality in a team to want to take a shot with them against a team like Villanova. And for like Butler, the problem I have with Butler is like they're good in so the one thing that kind of lends itself to maybe saying Butler would be like the right side or at least live is the total's under 130. And like I'll take Butler in a game I think is going to be like a real scrap. Like if they can they'll play games like Butler wants to play games in the 50s and the low 60s. If they can do that, then those 9 points might be valuable enough to like make a case for Butler. But the concern with Villanova is like if they are hitting threes, they'll be up 15 in like 2 seconds because that's kind of what they do. So Villanova, this year's Villanova team taking threes at like a ridiculous rate. So not one that I'm going to get there with, but I will give you an ugly one that I'm considering. It's a little bit later today. I just wanted to find it on the odd screen, but that is Depaul. I saw Keith Landry say Depaul plus 10. That's a spot where I think we'd be getting like a really good number with Depaul. They played, now I want to say UConn. I don't have it in front of me. I think UConn blew them out the first time, but the spot was kind of favorable for Depaul in that spot. Now, it looks like they're kind of a public dog today, a little just looking at the splits here. But that number feels big to me because Depaul has it in them to like step up and play the bigger teams. Like they're the type of team that'll play like absolute garbage against the lower half teams when you think they're going to be a good play. Kel, I know she's not on the screen right now, but she played. We talked about like they were a big favorite against Butler a couple weeks ago. And we were just like, who's Depaul to be a favorite against anyone, right? And of course, Butler came out and beat them. Today, as a 10-point dog, that's the scenario where I'd look to play a team like Depaul. So if you're looking for an ugly, like big dog that might have an outside chance at pulling like a nice upset, Depaul they'll definitely have a chance. The concern would be UConn just got upset, mild upset by Creighton. Will they be in bounce back mode? Maybe. But I think there's some value with Depaul plus 10. One other game I wanted to comment on real quick. Someone said USC Upstate plus 7. That's a noon tip-off. I have an opinion on it because I went against USC Upstate yesterday, and I lost that bet. I had Charleston Southern. It lost. Today they're playing Longwood. I can't see them beating Longwood, so I don't know if I would I don't know if I would take them +7. I think if anything, like Longwood had a big time scare yesterday. They got taken into overtime by North Carolina A&T. They pulled it out in OT. So now you've got, I think they're going to be focused now. They had their scare yesterday. So I actually go the other way in that one. I would lay the 6.5 with Longwood. I think they are probably gonna roll USC Upstate at
so noon. Uncle Ben isn't in the comment section. Instead, he's just texting me in the comments, and he called you guys Tweedledee and Tweedledum. His comment was a lot nicer than the one I was gonna make, so we're just gonna go with that one today.
Sounds good, Cal.
Guys, before we open it up here to the chat box and get the best bets, we do have Daniel saying Colby Covington tonight by points. Kelly, Trigg, I know we've talked a lot about UFC. We do have a UFC number event tonight. Did you guys like anything on the UFC card? I was thinking Covington. I think he's going to beat Masvidal, and it might go the distance. So I think we can get him +105. I haven't bet anything in the main event. That I'm looking for ways to bet on Covington, but I don't want to lay huge juice. Did either of you guys have any UFC tonight?
I haven't even looked.
I will see if I can get some UFC from VR. See if he's got any good stuff. Maybe a little bit of gold. You guys remember that guy from Bet on It. But as of right now, I haven't seen anything sharp come across. But I'll see if I can get a text out and see if maybe he can't send me some of his favorite plays. But one of the other things is I have a shit list literally, Trig, on the bottom of my note sheet. And I was texting with the Fade you guys who were also going to be joining us in Vegas. It's going to be a fucking disaster, by the way. There's like 150 people coming to Vegas right now. We were talking about how ugly some of the games are. I asked you about Butler. One of the other ones, Coach K's last game, I think we got to talk about it. How bad do I want to bet the Tar Heels here? Like, I mean, really, really, really bad. But I don't know if I can do it.
Well, yeah, they got embarrassed by Duke the few weeks ago in the first meeting. And that's man, was Duke the team you said earlier they might just crush them?
I said, yeah. I mean, does Duke come out and smash them today? I don't know.
I mean, they smashed them the first meeting.
It's been Coach K stuff all week, all over every single channel. Obviously, they're doing like this tribute to him right now on game day. I don't know. I was on Duke game 1 when they played in Chapel Hill, and obviously they rocked them. Yep. But Drew, real quick, Tony Graham asked me, CT, you fade Drake against Missouri State today, and that's the MVC semifinal game today. Missouri State has beaten Drake actually twice this year, and I kind of like Drake getting 1.5 or getting 2 today in that semifinal matchup. To answer your question, Tony.
I'd actually be on the other side there.
Yeah, you love Missouri State.
I love Missouri State.
They're so good.
I gave them out to win the Missouri Valley tournament on a show at like 4-1 or something earlier this week. And
maybe we'll bet like straight up and down.
We should, because I will be. Perfect. I would be on Murray State in that spot. Missouri State in that spot. But Murray State plays later as well. They play Morehead State in the final of that game. I was kind of hoping it was going to be a Murray State Belmont rematch, and Belmont squandered that at the very end of the game yesterday. So now I don't know what to think there. I guess my initial gut reaction is Murray State has just been so much better than that conference all year. They probably get to the NCAA tournament. I think they're going regardless, but Morehead State, God, they're catching 8 points. Morehead State might be the side if you're gonna bet that game. I just think that's a pretty big number.
It's just a huge split, Trig. Like it looks like everybody's either betting Murray State or pass, right? Like they're just betting them hand over fist. Yeah. Yet we're starting to see some 7.5s on the WagerTalk odds screen.
I know. I'm pissed, Kel, because I had Belmont like a week or like maybe 10 days ago as a big bet against Murray State. And they got absolutely embarrassed. And I really wanted this to be a Belmont Murray State rematch because I would have absolutely been on Belmont. They would have been getting too many points. Of course, they lose, kind of in the last seconds last night. But I kind of look at it and say, you know what? Morehead State's probably getting too many points here too. Like this feels like a game that they're going to hang around in. And you're right. It looks like 7.5 is like the pretty much the number now on that game. So maybe the dog is live there.
CT bets, can we run a Viva Seltzer kind of tournament pool or something like that with the hustle and Wager Talk? Is that possible?
Yeah, we could definitely do that. I just saw that comment too there by Mike. So Drew, we'll do something for the tournament. We'll have to think of that, but let's do something for today as well. Let's give away a 4-pack. You guys got any good ideas to do a little contest for today?
Maybe quote the tweet of us going live on Twitter right now. Shout out to the over 100 people watching, by the way. Yep. And maybe say the best underdog, something like that.
Biggest outright upset, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. Biggest outright upset.
Okay. Must be following the hustle. Must be following Viva Seltzer. Retweet the show with the biggest underdog of the day.
Whoever is the biggest dog that wins outright wins the Viva.
4-pack of Viva we'll send you.
I think it's going to be Morehead State.
But that's the thing. Like, you have to because there's so many games, right? So you got to see where's that's what makes it a fun contest, because Morehead State's realistic, but
they're definitely not going to be the biggest one that wins outright. But is somebody else going to take some ridiculous one like South Carolina plus 14.5? No.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. So biggest outright underdog winner.
There you go.
It doesn't have to be the biggest money line on the board, because Kelly's talking about, if nobody picks a bigger one, you're going to win it, guys. So, hey, what about one here? We had some questions on Georgia, Missouri. Trig, I know you were involved with Missouri, I think, against South Carolina, actually. That was a nice bet, man. I was looking towards the Gamecocks, 143 being the total, -7 here, Missouri at home. Tricky handicap, kind of off the radar SEC game. I don't know, man. This could be a dog here in Georgia. They can if they're lighting it up from 3. It's not like Missouri's all that great. If you're looking for a money line, plus the touchdown here. That's a pretty good plus price.
Drew, it's funny you bring up the Missouri South Carolina game, because this is almost the same game, except Missouri is in the role that South Carolina was in, right? So I don't know how badly I want to put money on Georgia right now. Yeah. But you can't lay 7 points with Missouri. You just can't do that. They're just not a team that you can lay a touchdown with. That's kind of was my rationale in the Missouri South Carolina game. Listen, Missouri's not a great team, but South Carolina is not a team you lay a touchdown with. And sure enough, Missouri was able to sneak in and get the money in that game. So yeah, this doesn't look like, I don't know that I'll get to the window officially with Georgia, but that's the way I would look in this game for the sheer fact that I just can never endorse laying 7 with this Missouri team. I think you would just have to, what does Marco say? Or you plug your nose, right? And just take Georgia plus 7 and hope that ugly ass game stays within reach, basically.
Georgia has lost their last 10.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised I'm not on it. That sounds like
Is Tom Crean fired after this year?
I'm surprised he's not already.
How is he not gone now?
They've had some injuries. They played no defense, which I don't think. At least they got some guys that can hit some threes, though. They're a pretty good over team.
They do. The last time I bet Georgia,
they kept it close with Tennessee this week.
Look, the last time I bet Georgia, they lost. I had them plus 10.5 against Arkansas. Their offense didn't look horrible, but they gave up 100 points, right? So yeah, that's the concern would be the lack of defense, and could it just end up getting out of hand? But Georgia, the next game after that, they almost beat Auburn. That was the game where they came within 2 of Auburn. So they've definitely had the good effort here or there as an underdog. So maybe you get another one to that.
Yeah, that might be a good one to take, guys. Quoting the tweet here, retweeting it with the biggest money line underdog that wins outright today. You get a free Viva Seltzer pack here, guys. Our belief is to live long, live well, live it up. Hashtag Viva up. VivaTequilaSeltzer.com. If you visit the website, you can get it shipped to you. 10% discount using the coupon code HUSTLE at checkout. We got Kelly in Vegas, Adam Trigger, Chris Thurston. I am Drew Martin, going live each and every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, right on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Guys, check out WagerTalk.com. There's a lot of free plays written up for today's action, both UFC and college basketball. Also, check out the best free live odds in the business. That's the WagerTalk live odds screen. We got we're coming up to 11:40 Eastern, guys. I guess that's kind of punch out the clock time here to get our bets in. So if you want to go, should we go around the horn here? Best bets.
I got a comment. I got one more quick comment because someone commented on it. Someone asked me about Sienna earlier. Sienna does not play well on the Buffalo road trip. I think either Kel or someone asked me about it earlier in the week. They played Niagara. They got murdered. I would not touch Sienna today. I would take Canisius there if I was going to bet that game. They never play well against the Buffalo schools on the road. Just, it is what it is.
Perfect.
Okay.
CT, I want your opinion on Iowa State. I was really close to firing on this team in a spot of, I think it was Wednesday, I was on Oklahoma State, and they just got absolutely routed. This is a lot of points for Baylor, who probably doesn't care too much about the Cyclones.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, I was on Oklahoma State on Wednesday as well. I think Iowa State scored 40 points in the whole game. But yeah, obviously they're going to play better today. Baylor obviously is very banged up, want to just get out of this game with a win, because they need to win, though, because if they win, they get a share of the Big 12 title. If Kansas loses, they get the title themselves. But if both win, KU and Baylor, they share the regular season title. But
you just love when the Big 12 does it instead of whoever just wins the Big 12 tournament? I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
The dumbest thing in the world. It would be Iowa State or nothing for me, Cal. It's probably going to be nothing.
What does the Big 12 do that's like unique?
I don't necessarily think it's unique. It's just basically whoever has the best regular season record. Then there's a couple tiebreakers head to head and stuff like that. But I hate it because K-State's never won a Big 12 title. They always have to share it with KU. It's so stupid.
Oh, I got
Just make one winner.
I agree. It is stupid. There should be one sole winner of every conference. Yes.
Guys, I'll start it off here with best bets, kind of final thoughts for the show. I'm heading to the Shula Bowl here down in South Florida. Florida International versus Florida Atlantic. This is an interesting situation that I've actually been in tune to this year of just repeatability in college basketball. This is a Thursday-Saturday turnaround game where they just played Thursday, March 3rd. FAU blew out FIU 71-51 on the road in South Miami. Now they're going to Boca Raton. A little bit of a longer bus ride for FIU here going on the road. Now they're being asked to stay within 11. They just got blown out by 20 at home and now only catching 11 on the road. FAU, a way better home team. They're the better free throw shooting team. They're the lot more talented team here. FIU is terrible on the road. They've been a money burner all season. FAU, a money maker all season. I am laying the minus 11 here. It's a short number, not really my style here, but the Owls in the Shula Bowl against FIU. So FAU minus 11 against FIU is my best bet at Drew Martin Bets, WagerTalk.com. CT Bets, Chris Thurston. Where are you going, buddy?
Drew Martin Bets. First of all, I saw a comment. Anthony Tabelli. He said he just woke up. He could use a Viva. He quit smoking 5 days ago. Anthony, if you DM us, if you're still listening to this, we'll send you a 4-pack just because you're a good shit. And we like that comment. So DM us. We'll get you one out there. Obviously, we also have the contest. I'm going to the Big 12, Drew Martin Bets, and that is Texas at Kansas. Kansas is struggling lately. Obviously, they ended up losing to Baylor by 10 last Saturday. Then they lose to TCU after that. Then they played back-to-backs versus TCU. TCU led most of that game, got a nice cover there. I think this is too many. Texas shot the ball horribly versus Baylor this week. Baylor gets the win in Texas. I think Chris Beard will have this team ready to play today, and I think 6.5 is too many, Cal. I'm taking the Horns, even though it's on the road, and even though KU needs to win to get a share. I'm going to take Texas. I think Ramey and Jones will keep them in this game and shoot a lot better from the perimeter today. Texas Longhorns plus 6.5.
Texas has been really rough for me. I've done really well betting against them. One of the big reasons why I wasn't on TCU the other day, even though it was too many points, is because KU gets all the whistles in Allen Fieldhouse, and that never changes, ever. It's never going to change. It's just what it is. Yep. That's why it is one of the best home court advantages in college basketball, even though the place is a fucking dump and the scoreboard's falling down. That being said, I'm with you here. This looks like a slight nod to Texas and the better defense here. I don't think I'm going to get to the window, but I could see where you're leaning in this one.
Guys, we got some questions here. Paco Healy, is Saturday when Trig has a $500 open bar going?
I have no idea what day that is, but Paco, you come find me. I got you. I'll make sure you're drinking for free the whole time. So there you go.
Kelly, that is Saturday though, right?
It is Saturday at Barry's, but we only have room for 12 people for dinner.
Yeah,
so
but we'll make sure we're going to make sure Paco's getting an open bar.
Yeah, Paco can come in and have a cocktail with us. But as I said, there's a lot of people coming. I hope they're bringing money because I ain't paying for all this shit.
Yeah, more than welcome to the Westgate. I don't know about that dinner though.
Barry's dinner is the 12 of us, but feel free to swing by the Westgate on Thursday and have a cocktail with us for sure.
I like it. Hey, Sid asking here, South Carolina and Auburn. That's an early game here. And maybe South Carolina, the Gamecocks, they do play that unique style under Frank Martin. A defense could give Auburn trouble. I like the over here, Sid. Some other guys in the chat box were asking as well. Both teams use a Wilson basketball and score more when using a Wilson basketball than a Nike basketball, including Auburn more than 10 points more on average per game when using a Wilson basketball, which they do use at home. So does South Carolina, the 2 of the 3 teams in the SEC that use a Wilson basketball. I think there's a little trend there riding under the radar that the market's not in tune to. So bet the over in Auburn, South Carolina. That's what I did. So we got CT's best bet, my best bet. Kelly, do you have a best bet and any final thoughts for the show?
I do not have a best bet, Drew.
Okay.
I wish I had a best bet. I really do. There's not something that I love more than anything else. I already gave you guys my 3-team moneyline parlay. That is the Florida Gators, Oklahoma State, and TCU, all to win outright. Of course, I love those guys against the spread even more. I also bet them first half. And I did sprinkle on a couple other games I need to let you guys know about. I did play LSU on the money line. In addition to Wyoming on the money line, in addition to Kansas State on the money line. Yeah, I'm betting like a complete another vagina today. And that's because the system plays yesterday that my boyfriend and I love to play went like 1-14. Oof. So, yeah, to the guy saying Kelly ain't balling like that, yeah, that's just because I just got fucking destroyed yesterday. And that was not very much fun after having a really nice week in Key West. I come home and just get my skull bashed in. Should have known when Tampa Bay pulled that goalie with 7 minutes left that this was going to be the type of week it was.
Oh man, that was brutal.
How stupid. I guess that's what happens when your coach gets tossed.
He's foaming at the mouth. He's like, he can't wait, Drew.
I'm trying. I can't wait to get off the show so I can go make one more bet real quick. But
Craig, get it together.
The only thing. So my best bet's Boston College +3. It's the only thing I've bet so far for today. I was looking for there's not a ton of sharp stuff that I've seen yet, so I don't really have any of that to give out. But yeah, Boston College +3 goes in 10 minutes. We'll make that my best bet. Think they win.
Okay, so BC +3. Kelly is going. Should we pick one for you, Kelly, or just go no best bet?
She's gonna tweet all her plays right now.
They're already tweeted, but I had to pick a best bet, my favorite one's probably Oklahoma State.
Okay, what do we got them at?
+2.5.
All right, the Cowboys, guys. Nothing to play for their last game. Oh, I guess outside
basically,
of the Big 12
they'll get to play in the Big 12 tournament, but they don't have any postseason play. Playing a little bit of spoiler, getting to beat a really solid Texas Tech team that is really solid in Lubbock, but this game isn't in Lubbock. I think it looks like a trap game from hell, but hey, we know how well those trap games have been this year. Just lay it with the better team, and you're going to cash tickets. Or take the ranked team on the road catching points. 22-6 on the season. Gotta love that play.
Awesome. Great show, guys. Did go a little bit long. Anything else here before we shut it down?
Final thoughts, Drew Martin Bets. My sister-in-law just texted me a picture of her in bed. She's watching the Hustle show right now, having her coffee.
Wait, did Steve get married again?
No, I just call her my sister-in-law.
Oh, I'm like, damn.
Well, you do
Thanks
the same
for the
thing.
wedding invite. Thanks for the wedding invite, Steve.
Anyways, Drew Martin Bets. She's having her coffee in the Hustle coffee mug. If you want one, go to our merch store. If you like the show, go to our merch store. There's some good stuff on there. Buy a hoodie, buy a coffee mug, buy a tea, whatever. We appreciate all of you and love you all, and we'll see you in Vegas.
Way to end at CT Bets. Viva tequilaseltzer.com. Hustle as the coupon code takes 10% off, guys. Viva, this stuff is good. Flavors pair perfectly with their artisanal Blanco tequila for subtle and refreshing drinks. Guys, best of luck, especially if you're tailing with best bets. Feel free to comment below on the reply section. WagerTalk YouTube channel. Check out WagerTalk live odds screen as well. A lot of free plays up at WagerTalk.com. For Kelly Stewart, Adam Trigger, Chris Thurston, I'm Drew Martin. Best of luck with your bets. We'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in.